So Shakira Austin has called out Gershon Yabusele, or call out just the WNBA in general, after a Gershon Yabusele post has gone semi-viral. And it's Gershon Yabusele talking about the NBA's medical care. He said if you play 3 years in the NBA, you get a lifetime pension. After 4 seasons, medical expenses are covered for life. I didn't realize it was that little. I thought there was a thing about Tony Snell that it was 10 years. I could have swore it was 10 years for your family. And also, I thought that this was being re-looked at after the fraud situation. If you guys don't know, basically, Glenn Big Baby Davis was one of the people. I cannot remember who the others were. They just weren't his big names. I think Alan Anderson was involved. I could be wrong. If I am, I apologize. I don't know off the top of my head. But there was a bunch of players that were literally just committing fraud. They were just out there committing fraud, and they were just taking money. They were taking all. They were getting fake receipts, and they were just pocketing the money. They were pocketing the money. They just committed fraud, basically, with healthcare. And Shakira Austin said, "Must be nice over here. They telling vets to pay for a flight to All-Star Weekend to get checked up by a doc in a pop-up tent." That is kind of mad. That's kind of mad in terms of the healthcare. In terms of asking vets to pay for to go to All-Star Weekend, I mean, fair. I mean, I don't really mind to say it, but fair. If you're a player in general, it's not up to the league to pay for you to get the All-Star Weekend if you're not an All-Star or you're not in one of the events. I'm gonna be completely honest. That's I would assume there shouldn't be an expectation that every player in the league just automatically gets flown to All-Star Weekend. But it says here, obviously, they're being told if they want to see a doctor for free, they have to, go get checked up in a pop-up tent. And that's mad. I would have thought on a team-by-team basis they have a proper medical team, but maybe some teams are just poverty. Maybe some teams are genuinely just poverty. Maybe the Washington Mystics are just poverty. Maybe the owner should be, more worried about her team's healthcare than going on TV and saying that Caitlin Clark didn't deserve to win Athlete of the Year, and talking about scheduling conflicts and stuff. But that is kind of crazy. If that is the case, that is the only medical expenses that they can get, is that they can be seen in a pot that is that's mad. That is mad. If that is the only thing, that is awful for these players. And it is one of those things where, as shit as it is, I have to say it's a good thing when it comes to these players that they in the future this isn't going to happen. In the future it's going to get better. And as time goes on, as the league continues to grow, as it becomes sustainable, let's be real, up until 2 years ago, the WNBA as a league was not, especially with what the players are looking for with healthcare, charter flights and everything, wasn't going to be sustainable. And if the WNBA continues to grow over the next 2 or 3 years, when it comes into that re-upping the TV deal or at a point in the TV deal where they're allowed to renegotiate, the league can definitely get to a place where it's sustainable. It's just, again, deals made with the devil 20, 30 years ago, even 3 years ago. Deals made with the devil have kind of fucked this league. They've genuinely kind of fucked this league. And the problem, I think one of the biggest problems is that there is no alternative. I'm being real. I would love if Unrivaled was actually basketball, but it's not. It's not. I watch it. I watch every game in Unrivaled. I've watched every game in Unrivaled for 2 years. It's not basketball. It's not basketball. Whatever the hell, Project B. Project B is literally it is an idea that a bunch of tech bros who were Formula One fans who think that they can do that same thing. They can use the Formula One method in team sports and it'll work, which it won't. Like Project B is a tech bros idea of a sports league that was probably invented by a bunch of people that were watching Formula One high, being like, watching some basketball and being like, whoa, bros, imagine this, but with basketball. It's like, what? You mean just basketball? No. Imagine like we have a Grand Prix here and a Grand Prix here and a Grand Prix here. That's basically what Project B is. Project B is going to burn money for 3 to 5 years, and then those billionaire tech bros are going to write it off. Unrivaled is going to survive on the money from outside investors until people stop watching it, and eventually it will die off unless it partners with the WNBA. But if it's one of those horrible situations where the players are fucked. If the players are strike, they're fucked. They're fucked a lot more than the league's fucked. And if the players don't strike, not even if the players don't strike, if the players don't get what they want, a situation like this happens, which is awful, which is genuinely awful for someone that's supposed to be at the highest level of sports, of any sport in the world. But yeah, it is one of those interesting things. And look, it's hopefully shit gets sorted out and stuff ends up getting better for the WNBA players. But this is crazy. It is kind of crazy, like looking at it, that basically if they wanted to get any medical help, that there was a tent at All-Star Weekend that they could go and see for free. That is completely unacceptable. And I don't even think that's on the league. I think that's unacceptable even on a team-by-team basis. Or maybe it's one of those bullshit things that, good medical care is considered an improper benefit. Like when Joe Tsai didn't want his team to fly commercial, so he let them fly on his own plane and nearly had to sell the team for that reason. Because of other owners being really shit. And that's one of the problems with the league as well. That's one of the biggest problems with CBA type leagues in America. Like, in no other country would an owner spending their own money on their own team be grounds to have to sell their team because they're giving unfair benefits because an owner of a different team doesn't want to spend the money. Like, it's madness. It's absolutely madness. But yeah, hopefully all this gets sorted out. Hopefully, an ideal scenario is that the players can get as close to what they want. The players get as close to what they want in the CBA. They can get as much money as as humanly possible that the league will give them. They get as much benefits as they can, but also that the league goes on, because the league not happening, the amount of people that are like, oh, cancel the league now, make sure you tell these players to strike. Those people don't like basketball, nor do they give it one single flying fuck about these players. Because at the end of the day, everyone needs to play. The league needs to happen, and the players need to get better situation than they've been in. There has to be some form of compromise. There has to be some way to get it going, because the way it had been for these players, with the amount of money they're bringing in, isn't good enough. But also, if they're putting in demands that the league aren't going to accept, that's not good. That's not good for anyone either. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys.